The general process for solving proportions is nearly identical to the process for solving linear equations containing fractions. As our first step, we'll multiply each side of the equation by the LCD of all denominators contained in that equation. As a second step, we'll simply solve the resulting linear equation. And this has quite a bit more involved to it, but we should be pretty familiar with that right now. So in solving that resulting linear equation, we'll use the distributive, associative, and commutative properties to simplify each side of the equation. And then after that, we'll use the additive and multiplicative properties of equality to isolate and solve for the variable. So let's look at an example. We're told to solve the proportion which has the quantity x plus 2 divided by 5 equal to 3/4. So looking at that, this is quite similar to a linear equation we've solved previously that simply contained fractions. So if we look at the LCD of those denominators, it'll be 4 times 5, which is 20, coming from the fact that 4 and 5 have no common factors. So I'll write out that original equation. So x plus 2 over 5 is equal to 3/4. And then in my next step, I'm going to multiply each side by 20. Now, because I've chosen the LCD, each of these denominators will be a factor of it. So 20 and 5 will cancel and simplify down to a 4. So I'll have a factor of 4 remaining on this left side. So I'll have 4 times the quantity x plus 2. And on the right, 20 times 3 divided by 4, 20 and 4 simplify down to 5. So I'm going to have 5 times 3. And then from there, I can distribute this 4 across that quantity x plus 2. So I'll get 4x plus 8. And then that right side will simplify to 15. So I have 4x equal to 15. 4x plus 8 equal to 15. From here, I'll want to subtract 8 from each side, which will give me 4x equal to 7. And then as a last step, I'll divide each side by 4. So 4x over 4 is going to equal 7 over 4. And that tells me then that x is equal to 7/4. The last thing that I want to do here is check my answer. So I'll come over and I'll perform a check. And I'll replace all instances of x with 7/4 and see if that makes the equation true. So I'm going to have 7/4 plus 2 over 5, and I'm checking, does that equal 3/4? So this is going to take a little bit of arithmetic here. To add that 7/4 and 2, I'll make that 7/4 plus 8/4. I'm rewriting that 2 as 8/4 in order to combine the fractions in that numerator. And that'll give me 15/4 over 5. And I'm checking, does that equal 3/4? And as a last step, 15/4 over 5 can be written as 15/4 times 1/5. Checking lastly, does that equal 3/4? And that left side is indeed going to simplify to 3/4. 15 and 5 will cancel down to a 3. So I'll have 3 in the numerator and 4 in my denominator. And as a very final step, I will state that solution set, now that I've checked my answer, and that solution set contains the number 7/4.